Alright, how's everyone doing today? Yeah, I hear you, Kaiten. Right? We do have our own category, right? Use the writer category, right? Sure, it might be some person's game they made, but we've co-opted it. Sort of like, yeah, somebody for Vice scripts. Everyone knows what you're talking about, at least in America, North America. Researching wolves. Hey, what do you want to know about wolves there, James? Hey, Bob. It's a soundtrack called Steam Train to Salem. Because I'm a silent movie villain. Well, sure, Caden. Sex sells, you know. Honestly, when you think about it, right? Most people would rather watch girls in bathtubs than they would watch guys writing a book. That's just normal. I agree. Hi, Daz. And I think it's a little more complicated too because you can't just create a new category writers when there already is a category writers. It goes great for me. How does it go for you, Daz? Sure. Understand I'm just playing devil's advocate here, Kate, and I'm with you. I think it's stupid that they got their own fucking category. So what all is everybody up to? You tamed your lawn, Daz, and James just has to roll on it. That's neat, Captain. Another one. That's pretty cool, mate. And we're cool. Yeah. And his hat's on crooked too. No, his headphones fell off. I put his hat on backwards so that it would sit better. Yeah, Bob called this the silent movie villain music. I figure I'm a silent movie villain, so I might as well play the music. What have I been working on? Mapping. I'm mapping out the world of Gorna. I guess I could show you guys that. This is sort of what I've been doing. These places based on China. Complete places out here, Zhengzhou and Yangyao. right? Um, right? They have a lot of cities. I basically went through the map, right? I have a random map generator. It's called World Spinner, right? And as you go here, I did this map of Gorna, right? Um, right, which it randomly generates a map based on parameters you give it. Oh, is Greg on? Oh, how's that better? I also turn my voice up a bit. Of course, my voice is low, which leads me to believe that my auto sound levels were put down again. Yeah, for some reason they dropped them to 88 all the time. How's that? Is that better? Hey, Stretch. But this is a map of the cities on there. I went through there and I put a mark on every city over 10,000 people, right? And this is like this region that I'm showing you here is about 6 or 7 kingdoms, so it's not surprising there'd be that many cities with more than 10,000 people in it. But um, this region over here, right? This is only the cities with more than 100,000 people in them in that area. If I put everything with, uh, if I put everything in there that had more than 10,000 people, they wouldn't have room to read anything. Right? It's just like the map is crazy dotted like. What's that? Yeah, this is the map I've been working on yet. Right? See, this is. Okay. No. Okay, that's about every city with more than 10,000 people in it in that map area. Right there. Right? I know, those Chinese like to breed, man. Right? I base that on Chinese culture and values and stuff. Wow. Right? They started out with one little area, right, and spread all over the place like. Okay. This purple area, they started out with one little area down here in this lower area on the lower right hand side of the map. Then they expanded up into here and over into here, this green area on this one right here. Yep, Chinese and rabbits, man. That's like, you know, I'm glad I don't have a rabbit folk because they'd have taken over. Oh, Kaiten. Where the hell is it? Right here. It's Brown Zone that I'm bringing up on the map. Is where the dog folk are mostly. They have a couple of small nations elsewhere, but this is where the dog folk are. This is the dog folk nation. Right in the middle of a bunch of others. Near some elves and stuff like that too. And this fuck all here, I'll show you. Alright, go back to World Spinner. Alright, and I'm gonna spin a new world for you. Okay? I won't save it, but I'll just show it to you. You go, we want land, earth like, or you can have Pangaea or many continents. Temperature, colder, hotter, or any on your temperature, or earth like. Rainfall, go any, and then spin the world. So this is what the world looks like with biomes and everything. If you come down to this edit biomes, you can take a look. This is down on the lower left hand side. Alright? You can check like this is desert biome. Right? And that's this here. You can see this over here where I'm going. If you want to change the biomes, you just have to go there after selecting desert. And I could expand this desert out like right until it reaches whatever you want, right? Then you hit the people button, and do I want to set one? No. Okay. This is good with a high fantasy mix of genres and stuff like that, right? Humans, gnomes, elves, more humans, orcs, dwarves, right? They just put a standard mix of things on there, right? You can take a look at the cultural mix, right? You can go like detailed fantasy, right? And now it changes the human cultures to things like Celts, English, Mongols, Egyptians, right? And then it includes some of your own things too. Like we got Grimcleaves in here, which I would get rid of. One eyes, nymphs, right? That's a type of elf, right? And so, and the population you have either tiny, lower, Earth-like, higher, or huge population, right? Once you've done that, you hit this lower button down here on the lower left-hand side, history, right? And this shows you where everybody is, but then and how many people are in your world. 64.97 million people in the world at this point at the start of the timeline. You can advance the timeline like 1,000 years, and it'll just randomly throw out where these people expanded for 1,000 years. Yeah, I might redo this on Saturday too. Stretch, you're absolutely right. World Spinner is basic account is like $1 or something a year, right? Something like that. We pay the pro account, which is $20 a year, which gives us much more worlds and custom generators and stuff like that, right? If I advance this thing another 1,000 years, which is all I did on my other one, was 2,000 years, right, of civilization, right? Now you see it, there, right? Now you got huge nations after 2,000 years, right? And you can look under this cultures thing here, and it says that most of the cultures are Romans. There's 371 million of those. Then almost 200 million Orcish death tusks. Then almost 170 million Chinese. Right? And that's 3,000 years in. Right? After 3,000 years of civilization, there's 2.38 billion people in the world. Hello, AG. So that basically you do that, and then you hit explore, right? And it's randomly generating cities and stuff like that now, with histories and stuff. Right? Yeah, that's right. Collect XP, Author Goddess. Awesome. What level will that make you? I think I get level 2 soon. Is it at least cold tea? 9,000. Wow, you're level 9,000, huh? I won't fight you then. I'm only like level 2. There we go. Now it generated, these are all points of interest in cities that it has on it. Right? If you zoom in on an area, right? The closer you get. This one doesn't have a lot of cities in there. There's a few smaller ones. There's some smaller cities. Until you get right up on that thing. Alright? And like, this is a city of 2,000 people. Right? Right? But that's how easy it is to generate a world. Right? And then, right, you take the world and you go map artist. And if you've got a paid account, the big thing that you get with the high paid account is big maps. Right? You can order large prints, but in the download session, right, if you have no paid account, you get US letter, US legal, or A4 size, and that's it. Right? But I can download this thing in 30 by 48 inches. Right? So, if I make a map that big, right, and draw it with their default gamer settings. Mm. Alright, you're not connecting. Try it again. Hmm. Sometimes it's busy this time of day, so a lot of people spinning worlds at the moment. Alright. Go in here though. Okay. Because I don't need it. So yeah. Right. If you get the paid area, you get things like the culture editor. You can input your own cultures. Right. So I have the Koira here, which is dog folk. Right. Right. And you can go in here and this gives you random names and stuff like that. They're descriptive. All right. Yeah. And then I put in a bunch of things for random name generator in here. Right. Then you can edit their behavior, putting emphases on what they emphasize. If you don't want balanced cultures, you can uncheck this button here, right? And then you can add up to anything. But if you do have that checked, it's got to add up to 300 points, right? And then you change their levels of things like how altruistic to uncaring they are. You can move that right to from +5 to +5, right? You know, how authoritarian to libertarian they are, right? How anti-intellectual to intellectual, how cautious to reckless. So that this freedom and slavery is just a toggle. Right? Either you do have slaves or you don't. There's no, well, sometimes we have slaves. Sometimes it's okay. No. Either you do or you don't. Right? And then this here bases on what sort of biomes they thrive under. Since this is the dog folk, I figured they thrived mostly in grasslands, but they also do well in taiga, temperate forests, and temperate rainforests. A little less good, but still good in tropical forests and tropical rainforests, and scrubland, and okay in savanna, alpine, and desert, right? And somewhat in tundra and wetland, but you're right. You're right. Oh, thanks, man. I got those ones backwards. Yeah, it auto saves when you do this, so you don't have to Yeah, it gives you plot points and everything, yes. Right? I was going to show you that on one of our existing worlds. I'll show you. Right? If you go into, say, the one I'm working on, Gorna, right, and you explore it, right, um, if I indicate by nation and click on this nation, it brings up the thing on it. It's run by Queen Pengyan. It's a monarchy. It has 86 million people in it. And then it gives history stuff under it. These are stuff that happened in its history. Right? Right? Yeah. No, I've never played Dwarf Fortress. Right? And if you look on here, these things with yellow with the orange dot in them, those are important features. If I click on them, it'll bring it up here, Regal Peak. Right? It just says it's an active volcano, 27,401 feet high. Right? That's above sea level, by the way. That's from sea level. Right? Um, and you can click to whether or not it's important. But for ones that I didn't click, like this one here, yeah, right? It gives you some plot points, player summary. A heavily fortified structure is a gateway into the largest and most profitable gold mine in the world. Right? It's called the Gilded Tunnels, and they came up with that for me. Oh, that's too bad, Rabbit. I'm glad you're okay now. Yeah, it's an awesome little program, and it's $20 a year. Gives you 6 worlds spun and custom generators and all that stuff. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it gives you ideas for stuff to throw into your own world and stuff. Yeah. All right. Um, well, what I did is I printed out the map from the map artist. See if I can get this one to show. Okay, I got this one at 30 by 60. Right? So, oh, cancel, download, draw. You're gonna come on after this? Okay, I'll raid you, man. I'm off at 5 my time, so that's like I've been on for half an hour, so right, it's like 2.5 hours from now. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. You're 3 hours ahead. You're East Coast. If it's 5:30 your time now, then yes. New York, That's not gonna fucking. That's not gonna draw right now. That's one thing it's having trouble with. Right? Sometimes it won't draw. It just takes its time. Right. And then I took it and I opened up GIMP. I love their splash screen, GIMPs. Where else do you find a splash screen of magic mushrooms? Right? And I opened up the map that I did in here. Right? Recent. Do this one. And this map is like huge. It's 30 by 60 centimeters or inches. Alright? And then zoomed in on the part that I was going to do. Map and cut it out. I cut it into 8 squares. Alright? Then go into Incarnate. Alright? And take the square that you cut, starting with the first one. That's the upper left hand corner. Right? And trace everything onto here. Well, first of all, you go to the stamp tools. Hey, babe. Right? Open the catalog and hit this upload right here, and you upload a stamp like this. Right? You upload one of these stamps. Right? And then blow it up to fit the whole size of the page. Which I know for the address 271. And stamp it on there. Then you turn it to you make it less opaque, and then you can trace it. Yeah. Alright, stop writing, Purple Heart. You do not need to pull your hair out. To create something on here, move it over to World Anvil. Oh, on which program? Incarnate or World Spinner? World Spinner just creates JPEGs. World Spinner just creates JPEGs. So when you're done with it, you print out a JPEG. You can probably upload that to Deos and trace over it like I'm doing with Incarnate. The reason I went with Incarnate is because Incarnate you're allowed to use commercially. Right, the maps you make can be used commercially. With Deos, you can't. What is the difference in a solar deity and a light deity? A light deity is literally that, a deity of all things light. So they would be a deity of candles, of electric torches, of flashing lights, of strobe lights, of, you know. And a solar deity is literally the god of the sun. Okay, Purple Heart. Well, you can get it, but it's $300 a year for a commercial license with Deus. To an extent, a solar deity is a god of heat, yes. Yes, you can use Campaign Cartographer commercially, James. Yes, that's why I have that one too. All right. If you're into the learning curve and want to spend some money, it's probably the best mapping software that's out there. Right. Right. But you have to spend some money on that one. But it's a powerful program. Like, this is some of the examples of stuff that you can do with the maps. Okay, James, have a good night. Yeah, I hear you there, Purple. Right? But all these little buttons up here, this is this red, brown, blue, purple, red, green, blue buttons are all different add-ons for it. If you buy the basic program, you get the first three, right? But it's like hugely like it does some really neat stuff though. Like you can do perspective map, right? Just like this, right? And then drawing like I gotta do that on the room tool. And draw a room for three-dimensional map. And adding another room on. Yes. Light versus dark, yes. Caluton, yes, the light deity can represent a more philosophical, metaphorical, metaphysical light versus dark idea. Ahriman is a good example of that. The in Zoroastrianism, right? He's the god of all things dark, right? Which is synonymous in there with evil. I invent my own words too, Purple Heart. Especially cuss words. Can I type that name? What was I just talking about? Ahriman, right? Zoroastrianism. Okay. Sure. Just give me a second here. There we go. Yeah, Ahriman is like that. and the other one is Zoroastrianism. That's the name of the religion. Which, in case you want to know, the three wise men in the Bible, the three magi of the East, were Zoroastrian magi. They weren't Christian or Jewish at all. They had nothing to do with Christianity or Judaism. They were Zoroastrians from Persia. Correct enough. I'm not sure exactly what they would be called. No, a trireme is powered mostly by ore there, Siobhan. It's only augmented by a single mast in the center. There's a really good documentary on that. Shivana, you might want to check it out somewhere. It's on YouTube, I know that, anyways. Yeah, corners of the sail. Nice. Purple heart. Could be a reference to 3 rows of oars, too. I can't remember. There, stretch. Jamie'd know, but he's busy. Whoa, that's evil. Yeah, I think it's 3 rows of oars. Alright. All I know is that they had to put pillows on the cross beams when they reconstructed one because people kept hitting their head as they came forward with the oar. Not the greatest conditions for rowing a ship there, no. lot of people were. The generally really rich weren't. The reason why people were smaller is because they ate like shit. Like the average Legionnaire was like 5'3" or something, but um, Julius Caesar stood 6'2". Yeah, stupid rich wouldn't be pulling a horse. You're right, but okay. Good night, Purple Heart. Yeah, Jamie and I watched a big documentary on the reconstruction of one. They sailed all over the Mediterranean on it. Also watched one that they reconstructed a longship in Norway and sailed it to Halifax. Into a bank? Halifax? Why do we say darkness and not lightness? I'm not sure. Oh yeah. Halifax is the name of a big port city and the capital of New Brunswick in Canada. Just being stretched. Yep. I spent a lot of years in Halifax when I was growing up. No, lightness is generally used as a counter to heaviness. Makes sense. Keelboats move by sculling. Ah, yeah, okay. Lightness of color, yes. That's a lot of math. I will read that later. No, you don't, Kaiten. I've never seen it anyways, or I haven't. I registered it. Sorry about that. Thank you, Van Zeboisen. And how are you? Welcome to the stream. That's good to hear. I am good. Oh, yeah, as I hear that. Yeah, it's hard to row in the air. Good night, Kaiten. So have we met before, Vaughn? Alright, did you change your name from something else? Hmm, okay. Well, welcome back. There's a stretch right on top of the ball. Well, welcome back. Oh, yeah. And you're in Europe, right? Right, Germany. Yes. Now I remember. Because you enjoy a good Cuban cigar, too. Which our American friends sadly have a weird government. Yeah, sad American folks. On the other hand, 48% of them voted for Trump, so should be changing soon, I would think. No, I don't think I could have voted for Trump even if I were a Republican, which I am not. I am a crazy leftist. I am far left of Bernie Sanders. I would agree with that sentiment there, Bob. All right. They aren't as uniquely great as they're jacked up to be, no, but they are a very good cigar. I mean, very good, all of them. Right? You don't get a cheap Cuban. Yep. And that's because they're highly regulated. Right? You're never going to get a Cuban cigar that you can't draw through, for example. Right? Yep. Not sure I agree with that statement there, Bob. There was a lot of people still left in the factory business of cigars left in Cuba when Castro took over. All right, start seeing a few. You know, you can get a very good Nicaraguan or Dominican cigar. I won't deny that. You can get a very good one. I'm not sure about that, Bob. I don't think they all left. I know a lot of them did. I'd like you to cite your source on that one. You know, because saying they all left is like saying all the Acadians left when the Canadians kicked them out, right? And they went and formed Louisiana, right? If they did, we wouldn't have Acadians up here anymore. And we do, right? But, yeah, Acadian and Cajun culture are entirely different things now. Oh, this thing on here? Where is that? There. There. Okay. Alright. What's up with that is World Anvil is a world development site for you to store information about worlds that you're developing as a writer, right? Or as a role player if you're into role playing games. Right? I'll show you some basic idea here. This is one of the World Anvil worlds that I'm involved with. This is a role playing game that I'm doing, that I'm involved in. And over here you've got all the stuff that he's put into, right? What is involved in this world, right? And if I go up to this World Anvil thing in the corner here, alright, I can switch to my screen, right? And switch to the Toysoldier saga. And this is my wife's world that she is writing about, and I'm converting into a role-playing game. So you've got all these things on the left that I'm scrolling past are articles that we have written, or stubs of articles that we have written, right? Whereas the finished articles, right? If you go to the Toysoldier Saga page, right? You got your world codex over here, and right, these are stories written in the world, right? RPG resources, yeah, right? And you can read up on things like, if you wanted to read up on goblins, that's stuff I wrote, so I'll show it to you, right? You can get a whole thing on just particular types of goblins, the common goblin, right? And then it's just information about common goblins. Right? Yeah, it's a Freeman's Portal is free, right? Gives you access to one world and 200 articles or something like that, right? But the first level tier, the Journeyman Guild member, is reasonably inexpensive. I don't know how much. I'd have to look it up in the codex, right? Oh, shit. I don't know how I can find it, but it's not that expensive. That's all I know, right? I have a really intense subscription. I'm something called the Inner Sanctum, which means I'm on sort of the board of directors of the program, sort of, and I pay $25 a month for that, right? But the master level, which is what gives you manuscripts, that's this over here on the left here that I'm highlighting, right? If you go to manuscripts, this is a thing for writing, right? Where you can put in all your writing and stuff that you've done. You know, and novels and stuff. The big thing about it is that it backs up every keystroke. Yeah, you have the base for your world, and from there you develop your own thoughts. Yes, right. You don't even start with a base for a world. You start with a blank slate, and you say, well, "This is my world, and these are my thoughts, and this is where it's going, and this is what happens," and stuff like that, right? Right, right, right. This is stuff that I've written about this stuff, right? Um, if you want to get the manuscripts function, you have to pay for master, but that only costs something like $8 or $7 a month, right? And the thing about that one is it backs up every keystroke. It saves every keystroke when you're using it, and backs it up to 8 different servers worldwide, right? So the chances of you ever losing your information are next to slim to none if society doesn't end, right? You know, and that's really, it gives me a lot of peace of mind. everything on here is backed up on 8 different servers over the world. All right, so it's not just manuscripts; it's all your articles and stuff like that are also backed up. So losing your information is the key thing that Dimmy and Janet are, who are the owners of the company, right? They're worried about is making sure that your information is secure, not given out to anybody you don't want it to, and that it's always there, right? So they put in a lot of effort into improving this program, this platform, and yeah, basically what it is that Janet wanted a program that her programmer husband could write for her to help her keep track of her world building because she's a novelist, right? So he designed this thing and he designed it online, right? And she was like, hey, other people might find this handy too. So they started with a few group of friends and they shared it out to them. And they were like, this is incredible, right? And it just took off from there. And now there's over 1.5 million users, separate users on there, right? Most of which being freemen, of course, non-paying users, but yeah. No worries. No worries anytime, man. I mean, World Anvil is just a good platform for world building and role playing gaming and stuff like that, right? Um, I do my role playing game on here, right? My campaigns, right? Uh, right. This is one that I'm doing. Star Wars campaign. So you can tell by Star Wars looking people. That, and you can keep track of information on different people. Right? It's just like, yeah. Yeah. So it is really quite handy. Right? And it's all customizable too. Like this is all customized. I did all this customization myself with this uh, font work and color work and stuff like that. All right. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. I guess you interrupted Bob in his thing on cigars there. I don't know. All right. All right. Yeah. I would agree, Bob. There are a lot of good what is known as American market cigars, right? Plenty, and I mean plenty. I order the American market cigars every year, or every month, I mean, right? I order at least a bundle of 20 to maybe 40 cigars a month off the American market, right? Just because Cubans are still hard to get and expensive. Just expensive. They're not hard to get, they're just expensive comparatively. Right? I mean, I can go down to the local liquor store and pick up Cuban cigars, right? But yeah, that's exactly it, Bob. That's your problem is, you don't even know if you're getting Cuban cigars. If you want Cuban cigars and you're willing to pay the price for them, Bob, just let me know, all right? Because I'll go get you a couple at Canadian prices, but they're not cheap. They're about $20 American a piece, right? And I'll get them for you. Put them in a container with Bovita humidity wrap and send them to you. Yeah, exactly. What is the standard price in Canadian? They range between about $17 Canadian and about 35, right? Depending on the size of the cigar and yeah. But a typical Robusto will run you about $22 Canadian, $23 maybe. Yeah, we have a lot of taxation on our tobacco products there, Vaughn. Like a package of cigarettes is about $16. All right. Oh yeah. Our government really don't want you to smoke. Yeah. Well, down in the states, you can get them for like $3.50 to $4 a pack, eh? Yeah, between the $10 range is usually what I end up buying in American cigars. There, the $10 range. But I buy them wholesale at like boxes at a time, so I get them for like $6 a cigar. Where are you, Rabbit? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Bob, I agree. The only thing we buy that's cheaper than $1 a stick is cheroots, right? Um, that's cheaper than $5 a stick, right? Most of them I get for about $6 a stick, but they're about $10 cigars a piece, right? But right, cheroots we get for about $1 a piece. No, each state is different. Each state is different there, Vaughn. And regulations. For example, you can't buy flavored cigars in Washington State. Yep, yep. I think I get mine from South Carolina. Let me take a look. No, not there. Where the hell are you guys located? Pennsylvania. Famous Smoke Shop, PA. Pennsylvania is where I order mine. Cigarellos, yeah. Like prime times. It's well in Canada. Basically, each province is its own country, right? So in a conglomerate of countries that make up the greater country of Canada. Yeah, well, the Americans elect a king every 4 years, basically. You know, and you get proactive kings, and you get reactive kings. The last one was proactive, not in a good way. This one is reactive, not in a good way. Hmm. Yep. There's old animosities and stuff like that too in the EU. Yeah, basically, we just took all the power away from our king and said, you can have one power. You get to tell us what we can't put into law. Right? All you get to do is say, no, you're not making that a law. Which is a really useful power, and somebody should have it. Right? As a check on things like executive orders. Parliamentary filibusters. Yeah, it's very true. Actually, mostly Congress has found a way to give more power to the president, to be honest with you. Rabid. And that's only marginal because there are three really fluent, prevalent languages in the United States. Some of them probably did. I'm sure Jimmy Carter didn't want all the extra powers they gave him. Yeah. Yeah. I would have no problem with the Senate filibuster if they actually made them fucking filibuster. I got no problem with that. If you want to get up there and stand there and read the phone book for 3 days, go ahead until the clock runs out. Right? Go ahead, but just to say no, you need to have 60 votes. That's stupid. Yep. They should just make them filibuster. That's all my opinion is. Right? See Matt Gaetz stand up there for fucking, 3 days reading the phone book. Or Dr. Seuss. Right. That's exactly it. You have to hold the floor. If you can't do it all of a sudden and the floor goes back to them, then they have a vote to end it. And that's what the filibuster 60 votes was supposed to be, a vote to end the filibuster and just get on with it. No, apparently the left canceled him because they stopped printing some, because his family stopped printing some of the books. You guys watch Progressive News? Yep. Check out that. They're live right now. Well, when I was growing up, I always thanked God that I lived in Canada and not the United States. But especially when things happen, like I broke both my legs. That would have been good if I lived in the States. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I like that way too, there, Bob. Yeah, when I got bitten by a rattlesnake, that would have been amazing if I was in the States. Amazing. I don't know, man. It's, I think I'll put on some different music. That's fine. uh, Not sleepy. Yeah. Yep. Personally, I would just end the filibuster. It's easy enough to do. It's only been in place since about 57, to be honest. I mean, it's been in place since the 30s, but, and variations of it since the late 19th century. But, the actual filibuster that we know of now has only really been there since the civil rights movement. Yeah. Yep. I have no idea what the word means either. I know what it is. Oh, it basically is a tradition in the U.S. Senate that allows a person to basically object to a bill going through by standing up and talking, not even necessarily about the right subject, and just simply not yielding the floor until the time runs out, and then the bill can't pass. Right? And if enough people on one side do this, you can have people talking in there. They can't close the floor. They can't leave the Senate building. They can't do anything, right, until this filibuster is done, right? And the um, they've had people do things like read the phone book. You know, Alfred A. 549-1174. Alfred B. Yep, no kidding. Yep. Well, hey, there's a lot of weird rules around the British Parliament too. Like, do you know that you're not allowed to show anything funny about the British Parliament on TV in England? No matter what they do, you're not allowed to show it in a humorous fashion. I know. But John Oliver generally can't be shown in his full capacity in Britain because he makes fun of the British Parliament. Right? A a parliament that has the raving loony party with people like Lord Buckethead. Yeah, they can't show it. You can have guys make fun of them. They can't show the proceeding. that makes fun of it. Like, you know, what's his name going, order, order. They can't show that in a humorous way. Yeah, Strom Thurmond. Yep. That's the one where he got one of his guys to bring a piss bucket to the door for him so he could keep one foot on the Senate floor, keep talking, and have a piss. On a TV show with this concept, yeah. Reality TV, yeah, they call it CPAC. Or C-SPAN. I mean, CPAC in Canada. C-SPAN in... I get all my news from TYT, so that's fine. My American news, anyways. Alright, Bob, have a good dinner. I think I'm going to take a 10-minute break, guys. I didn't take one at 3, so I'm going to take one now. Yeah, I'll see you, Bob. I'll be back in 10, people. Yeah, I'm back. And I wanted to show you guys this, if you can see it from there. It's my new collectible lighter. And pretty. It's 24 karat gold. I just wanted to show that off. So did I lose everybody in chat now? Everybody off doing other things. Oh, it has. Did you see my lighter? I was showing off my shiny new lighter and you guys missed it. Okay. 24 karat gold, it's all. Yeah, see, I'll show you again. It's 24 karat gold on it. Yeah. I collect Zippos. I've got about, I think, 65 or 66 Zippos or something. Alright, and, alright, that was the collectible of the year Zippo for 2021. Okay. See you in a few, but it does. So what are you doing in Minecraft there, Stretch? Oh yeah? What's the new one? Hmm. Cool. Nice. Hmm. Yeah. Cool. I got no doubt my computer would run it. I just replaced this thing like a month and a half ago or something. So do you have any doubts about your computer there, Stretch? Hmm. Yeah, that could be Baldur's Gate one. There, Charmy City. Biggest thing I have on my computer is mapping software. My mapping software, one program is 40 gigabytes. Going to be released for Xbox Live, according to Stretch, on the 22nd. Yeah. Well, my Battletech game is 30 gigabytes. Alright, so. Yeah. Welcome back, Daz. We're discussing the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance game. Leopoldino, 29, thank you for the follow. Yeah, one is his moderator, one of him is his 9-month subscriber badge, and one of them's a 100 cheer badge. Yeah, you have to be a moderator. You can get 2 normal badges and then you can be a moderator. He also sees a bunch of little things like a circle with a slash through it and stuff like that beside your guys' names too. He can just ban you on the spot and stuff. Yeah, he's pretty even-handed with the ban hammer, actually. actually. Got a lot more patience than I do. Yeah, if he accidentally banned you, he'd just unban you. Yep. Going, why the hell did it block that term? Velcro, yeah. You had to allow Velcro? Wow. I wonder why. Oh. Goodness. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is going on the Nintendo eShop. Oh, cool. Okay, Daz. Have fun cooking. Goodbye, Daz. Alright, I got a couple you could throw on the grill. Oh, wait. They moved out. Well, it's 4:20. Do you know where your bong is? It's part of pot culture, Charmy. 4:20 is a sacred time. Yep. Okay, so what are y'all doing? Aside from hanging out with me. Because y'all are not talking to me. Filling in a cave. Navigating Photoshop. Oh, that's cool. I use GIMP. Damn it. Now I gotta fill in the hole and put a new mining cart rail track. Oh yeah? I just don't use Photoshop because I refuse to pay Adobe $1,600 fucking dollars. Yep. Except for I do things commercially now, so I can't do that. All right. Well, it's like everything Apple. Adobe's owned by Apple. Or at least it was. I think it might have gotten split up, actually. But yeah, wouldn't it? But you see, that's the whole thing about Adobe. They don't care, really. Right? If you're not making money on it, they don't give a crap. And a question about World Anvil. Okay. Are there certain buttons that just lead to 404 usually? Like me and a friend clicked on something like add a history event on a world, and it only leads to 404s. Is that on your own world? What what guild level is the author? 'Cause- Huh. That's weird. That's bug sounds like to me. You were creating a calendar? Some tab called encyclopedia. I'm not sure I know this one. I've never heard it. Bizarre. Yeah, it sounds like a bug to me. You might want to put in a bug report. If you're Grandmaster, you should have access to everything, basically. Right? So, except for the integrated Patreon features that you get at Sage. So, you know, right? So, nothing should lead to a 404. There should be. Nothing should lead to a 404. Unless perhaps you don't have permission to access that area. Did they get it on their thing too? Like they got the 404? Oh yeah. Yeah, they should not get a 404 doing anything. That's an error on the page, obviously, and that means that you should put in a bug report to Dimmy. Alright, because if Dimmy doesn't know about it, they're going to want to. He's going to want to. You know, he'll get that fixed up for you. When you put in the bug report, try to recreate the error and write down all the steps you took to create the error. Yeah. Okay. Little 12-string guitar. Everybody got quiet all of a sudden again. Do you expect me to entertain you people? I put this thing on so you can entertain me. A cat hair on my nose. There it is. Gotta build one clean across the world. Go all the way around the world with a railroad track. Yes. I built one that went from pole to pole on one world. Yeah, it does. Is Dad still here? Or did she go out with her dog again? Oh, right, Dad had to go. Right. Well, it's just basically you and me, Stretch Charmy on occasion. Yep, she's cooking. In my defense, I smoke a lot of pot, so. Taking the Danse Macabre from Pathfinder and bringing it into D&D. What do you think? How would you do it? Okay, I'm not sure what is the Danse Macabre. Alright, it's a book, obviously, right? Oh, it's a monster. What book is it in? Ah, where does it come from? Uh, I'm still on it. Just checking out something. Okay. Yeah, I would change the name too. You could call it something like a monster mash. Dancing jesters, perhaps. Dance of the Dead. Death dancers. I like jesters. They're not playing jokes. They're not jongling or eh. It's more for feeding than it is for a joke, though. If they're undead, they obviously feed on the living. Deadly dancers. You could give them a drain ability, say intelligence or wisdom, that happens rather than just dancing. For the time you do it, you suffer like minus 1d4 wisdom damage every round. Cadavers. There is no real word for undead because undead's a made up word. Made up by Bram Stoker. Van Helsing says it, when referring to vampires, as not the dead, not the living, but the undead, as it were. Ear is sweating. Troop, yeah. The Deadly Troop, the Ungodly Troop. One thing I don't like about this entry is they give no information on how they reproduce. Right? How are they created? They're undead, which means they were at one time living creatures. Humanoids or monstrous humanoids, one would presume. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. They don't explain where they come from there. Just that they're from hellish plains. And they're undead. They're not demonic. They're extraplanar undead. That sounds like cool. I want to check that. I don't think I trust anything written about the Kishig that was not written by a Mongol. A guy named Andrew Capel. Can't have any idea what a Kishig is. Well, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for sticking with me. Find somebody to raid here. Rabid's up. So we're going to go ahead and raid Rabid. Okay. Remember, call out, prepare to be boarded when you get there. That way he knows you came from Sables. And here we go.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope that get some people in here that want to chat. That's what I do mostly when I'm on stream, is I kind of fiddle around. And we've got a raid from Sable Aradia, who I know is actually Aaron was on that stream tonight. It was asking OldGM. So welcome Borders, welcome Aaron, DM Stretch, Charmy City, everyone else that was watching that stream. I was there for a few minutes myself until I came over here to get mine going. So, and there's Aaron. Aaron Ryu is the old GM. So thank you for the raid, Aaron, and welcome to the first